Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Artcasters number 493. Working our way up to that big 500th episode. So that'll be kind of a cool thing that's going to happen in the new year. But right now, we're going to talk about the old year because this is the annual episode. We've been doing this pretty much every single year, I think, since we started. I don't know how many years that was, but at the end of each year, we kind of set some goals for the following year. And we will do that in a couple more episodes, set our goals for 2026. But right now, we're going to review our 25 goals and see how we did. As you can probably see right now, we are missing Josh. We don't know where he is. Hopefully he's all right, and hopefully he will join us. Maybe he got the time wrong or something because we kind of had to switch things around. But anyway, we've got so many.
Should we take a poll
about letting him in or keeping him?
No, is it nap that went too long, technical difficulties?
I'm always afraid of that because if something serious happens, I'm just gonna say I think he overslept. He's done that before. He took a nap and overslept. Anyone else?
I'm gonna say he thought it was 9 o'clock for some reason.
That's probably yeah. Or 8 his time, I think.
Or 8 his time, right?
Or 7 his time. And actually, it's 7 his time.
I blame the Russians.
What time is it there, Jim? You're in the same time zone.
It is 7:15 p.m.
Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking he thought it was 8, but we'll find out. We'll find out. But
maybe he thought it was a.m.
because we always do it in the a.m.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we do have a number of guests. So it's funny because I reached out to Corey because one of the things that happened in last year is that we lost Corey. He's no longer on the show. But he was on the show when we did our last thing, so I'm like, oh, we gotta get Corey back on so he can review kind of what his goals and everything were. But then when I went back and watched the video to review for my own benefit, I noticed that we also had Jim and Gary on. So we've invited all these guys back on, and we're gonna kind of just go through just our year. I mean, we can talk about our goals. We can talk about, even if it's not a goal, if there's something that interesting that happened or whatever, and just kind of catch up because we haven't really had a chance to really be in sort of the same room virtually since probably like the retreat or something like that. So we'll do that. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Just to let you guys know. Oh, we got to introduce ourselves too, but just to let you guys know, next episode, I think we're still kind of figuring it out. Maybe I shouldn't mention that because we may change it. Never mind. Whatever. Okay, I'll
You'll have to wait and see what the next episode is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to say this anyway, and hopefully it'll work out. But we're going to be doing a gift exchange, and there's a possibility we may do that live on the Artcasters next week. We're going to see. If not, it might be like a Patreon episode. And if I put it on my Patreon, I will make it available to all Patreons, even the free patrons. So you could join my Patreon. You don't have to pay anything. You could join at the free level, and you'll be able to watch it. So just so you know if that's the case. But anyway, so what we're going to do, just go around the virtual room like we always do. Corey, I was going to go to Corey, but he's gone. So I'm going to go to Gary. Gary, let everyone know who you are.
So I'm Gary Hodges. I'm the creator, writer, and artist behind D vs. M, or Dinosaurs vs. Marsbots, which is an indie sci-fi horror comic. Very character-focused. It's going to be a 6-issue series, and I just finished the 4th of the 6-part series, which is something that's going to come up later, almost certainly. If you want to check me out, you can find me on Instagram for at Dinosaurs vs. Marsbots, Dinosaurs vs. Marsbots, or here on YouTube under my name, Gary Hodges. I think it's Gary Hodges D vs. M, but you'll find me under my name too.
Yeah, it's right under. It's not clickable, but it's right under your name there, and there is a clickable link in the description. Okay. All right, now we'll go back to Corey. Corey, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry. They are installing fiber in the town that I'm in, and so my internet has been terrible for months as they dig through the city streets. So if I blip out, assume that it's because I'm very, very offended. No, yeah, you can find my stuff at CoreyKerr.com, CoreyKerr.com. And you can read my comic by going to CoreyKerr.com/comic. You can get subscription notification by joining Substack for free at CoreyKerr.com/rage.
All right, Jim.
I'm Jim Lujan, and I'm an animator. And for a moment, I thought Corey's goal was to be able to turn invisible. So I was going to say congratulations.
Thank you.
You can find my stuff at jimlujan.com, which is my YouTube channel, but also on TV on Animation Plus, wherever that's available. Samsung, Vizio, Roku, some other Tubi now. It's on Tubi. So, and there's that.
Awesome. All right. And Josh isn't here, but you can find his stuff at joshuakimball.com and check out his music. I think you can find everything there, his music, his comics. He's got a bunch of stuff. So hopefully he'll join us soon. As far as me, you're on my channel. That's where you can find me on YouTube. I also have a brand new YouTube channel, which was one of my goals for last year, but a brand new YouTube channel called Retro Art Lab. If you just search Retro Art Lab on YouTube, it should pop up. And that's where I'm doing all my kind of retro redesigns, my reverse engineering, nostalgia, and all that stuff is on that new channel. And pretty soon I'll have some new content on this channel as well, other than the live streams. That's pretty much all I've been posting here. So, but you can find all that stuff. You can also go to circworks.com. You can find my wax packs, my comic books, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so Corey, he's working on that invisibility cloak there. All right, so I think let me start. I'll start counterclockwise from the bottom. So I'll start with Gary, because I think you probably did the best as far as accomplishing my goals. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I don't. Yes and no. I don't know best. It's not a contest. But my goal was to, I think at that time, I didn't rewatch the last year's, but I believe I was probably in the early stages of drawing my latest book. Like that's where I'm assuming I was. And I was hoping this time next year, as in now, to have finished it sometime in late November and have it on sale, sometime in December. And I'm on track for that. Actually, I ended up finishing the latest book, D vs. M 2001, The Soldier. I've subtitled it because I realized not everyone is autistic like me and needs to keep numbers straight,
right,
like what year it is, like
1987
or 1975 or whatever. So they all have subtitles now. The latest one is about a soldier in the D vs. M universe. I finished it actually a week ahead of schedule, which was awesome. Pretty exciting. As a matter of fact, this is weird how it worked out. This right here is the proof for the fourth book, which showed up today. I picked it up and walked back here and got online. I'm not going to open it on air because what if I burst into tears? How embarrassing.
Right.
But I mean, I'm going to be reviewing this and assuming it all looks good, and it usually does. Comics Wellspring does a great job there, who I use for my printing. I'll be okaying the order, and a giant pile of D vs. M the Soldier is going to show up and will be on sale soon. So yeah, I feel pretty good. Now, yes, that was very good. Big success week early, even better. That was also the only real goal I set for myself. I was like, I just got to draw a comic. So, I mean, yes, big success. I kind of kept it like, this is the one thing I'm going to do next year. So.
Yeah. So how was the experience? I mean, obviously you kept on track. I know you're really diligent about it, as far as even I think there was something I don't know if it was it wasn't the retreat. There was something we were planning. You're like, what was it? Crest? Oh, really?
Crestline, I almost was like, I'm not going, guys. I got to draw.
Yeah.
And Jim actually staged an intervention.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how he phrased it, but at least the subtitle, the translated subtitle was like, you got to get it together, man. You have to snap out of it and actually have a life outside of the book. So, you're right. So instead I worked way ahead so I could, not way ahead, but I tried to get a few days ahead so I could lose a few days and, forgive myself for that. It was good. You know, it's a tough. Jim and I talked about this a little bit today on the phone. It's I love doing it. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. So like that's like I want that to be said right up front. I'm probably at my happiest when I get an opportunity to really dig into a creative project. That said, it is all consuming for me. Like I have my day job and then I come home and then I have night job where I'm just sitting and drawing. And I'm doing that for literally, in this case, like 58 weeks, you know, where my weekends and my evenings are sacrificed on the altar of getting a comic done in a reasonable time frame. And for me, reasonable is getting a book out every other year. Like that's you know, as good as I can do and still not and not lose my mind. And that's kind of where I'm going with this is after I've worked on a big book, like a 55 or a 60 page comic like that intensely for that many weeks, page a week, I do start to feel like I'm going to fray or crack up a little by the end. As much as I love it, it's like, I need to actually have a life. Like I would like to watch a movie. I would like to have a night off. I would like to go away for the weekend. Like, you know, there's just, there are things that I just stop doing when I'm trying to be productive. And, you know, it's something I'm going to be thinking a little bit more about. I think with the next book is like how to do some level of increased work-life balance while also getting it out every other year. You know, like I'm really stuck on, no, I don't want people to wait 2 or 3 years for another comic. It should be sort of like, okay, well, one came out last year, so next year there should be one. Like I want people to kind of know like that's sort of the pace. But at the same time, I don't know what the trick is. I got to think about it. Usually I just kind of schedule like, okay, page a week and I'll be done on this date. And that's how I was able to call it this time. It's like, I know I'll be done sometime in November because this is my rate and I stick to it. I don't know if maybe like at the midway point, I should build in like 2 weeks off, you know, and like just add 2 weeks to the timeline where it's like there's a middle part where I'll take a break. I don't know if I should. I don't know. But I think I would like to try and give myself a little more breathing room so it's a little less treadmill-y.
Yeah, I think setting a little reward at the midpoint would make some sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And
something
then,
like
then
that.
when I think then you'll even be more gung-ho about it when you get back to it, you know.
Yeah.
As long as I think things like that are awesome as long as you get back to it. Because sometimes when people take a break, but if it's a planned break and you say, okay, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to get right back to it. And obviously you're disciplined enough to be able to do that. So
yeah, but overall, like it was a great process. You know, it's weird to talk about your own work, and I'm going to have to kind of get into the habit of this because I'll be doing some videos and trying to promote a little bit, and there's cons coming up and stuff. But I'm very proud of it. I haven't seen the proof yet, but I saw the digital proof, and obviously I saw the pages because I drew them. But you know, like I'm very happy with how it turned out. I feel really good about it. I do feel like, and I was telling Jim this, like, I think you have to feel this way. I think it's the best of them yet. I think every time you need to feel that way.
Yeah.
Because what the hell are you doing if you don't
Right.
feel that way?
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, it's like, so I think this is, I remember saying this for the last one, that this is the most D versus M I've ever done. This is the closest to what I've been trying to do with D versus M. Now I'm saying it about this one. This is the most D versus M of D versus M. And this is the closest to what I imagined the series to be. And yet, and I'm excited and of course anxious and sick and all the things, but I'm excited to get it in people's hands.
Yeah.
To see what they think.
Yeah.
It also, just looking at the digital proof they sent me while I was waiting for this physical one. And I've said this from the very first comic, there is nothing like seeing that finished book.
Yeah.
After all that work. And there is just nothing like it. And I still think that is the high I've been chasing. You know, like that first time I did that, the first time D versus M 75, the Man in Black with the new subtitles showed up, the physical proof, and I opened it up I literally, there's a video of it. You can dig through my YouTube. Like I cried. Like it was just such an overwhelming moment where like all this work, like all this time, all this like just keeping at it. And now this is like, it's actually a thing. I did this, you know, and flipping through it, like this is a real comic book. This is crazy. And like just the fascination, I still get that feeling, and I'm looking forward to having that feeling when I crack this open when we log off tonight. But no, but even the digital proof, I was like, I kind of can't believe I did this. Every time I feel that way, I can't believe I did this. Like it looks like such an accomplishment, which is a weird thing to say, but I know we all can kind of understand. Like you look at the pile that you've made, and you're like, how did I do that? Like I know it was a lot of work, but wow, that looks like a lot of work.
Yeah. A couple of things. First of all,
Sure.
I think I won the bet because I heard from Josh his alarm did not go off, so he did oversleep. He's going to be joining us in about 3 minutes, he said.
Okay.
Some questions in the chat. So first of all, and I don't know what he means by this, but maybe you do. But Dylan wants to know, is this the new binding, Gary?
No, it's saddle stitch. I'm not doing the I think I know what he's talking about. Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I had played with the idea of perfect binding for the books. Like because I was doing a cover redesign, which by the way, the thumbnail for this video, you can see the cover. That's your first glimpse of the cover of the new comic. But I was thinking, because they're fat books, maybe I can switch all in the reprints over to perfect binding. I ended up not doing it for two reasons. One, even though they're fat books, the binding is so skinny, there's not enough room to like put a title or anything on it. So it would just be this white binding on your bookshelf. Like I just didn't love it. Second, I do intend someday to compile them all into a perfect bound edition, like all 6. And that will be my opportunity to have fun with like a really deluxe fancy edition with like perfect binding and a nice cover and all that kind of stuff. But
cool. And the other, let's see, the other thing, so was it Paul says, have you ever noticed that everybody on the show has a good solid head of hair? I might beg to differ because you can kind of see I'm losing some hair up top. So there, Paul.
And look at the front. The front is what.
Yeah, that's why I may convert to Judaism so I can get it like a yarmulke and just no one can see that. But
yeah. Then you're good. You're good.
But let's see. And then Kevin says that's why he left the show, because he's bald.
Oh no.
All right. So let's move over. Is there anything else? Sorry, Gary, is there anything else you wanted to mention?
I don't think so. The only thing, and I hate to be I'm not good at the plugging, but stay tuned to my channel, stay tuned to my Instagram. In the coming weeks, there's going to be videos, there's going to be promotion, and there'll be an on sale date. There'll be all the pomp and circumstance of like new book out. So
I always look forward to that.
Stay tuned.
Got to wait for a while, but you'll get a lot of Gary videos.
Just a few more weeks. Like I said, I got the proof here, so probably just a couple more weeks, and we'll be on sale, I'm assuming. So
cool. And Jim, so what about you? I mean, did you happen to review the last video or not?
I did.
Okay, cool. So I'll let you go.
I wrote my goals from last year down.
Because I don't think, and I mean, obviously, I'm going to let you tell the story. But did you switch gears? Because I thought you were going to do some smaller ones, but then did you switch to unicornians?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll let you go ahead then.
Kind of a cheat in there. Well, the number one thing I'm most proud of is my one-man project that I completed this year called Animals Outbreak. So it took me a lot of time to do this, and a lot of effort, and a lot of honesty.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention that.
From the heart.
But
so if you're going to pitch Keith's book, at least let everyone know who you're talking about.
Keith, I'm pitching your book, Invader Press, and Keith Foster. This book is awesome. I highly suggest reading it. The words aren't too big. I had a problem with a few, but I was able to get help. It's really, really, really well done. You have to check this book out. All right, there's the commercial. Okay. Last year, I had just finished a full-length film, The Full Fungus, which Corey on that episode reminded me, you finished a full-length film and then had to redo most of it because of the audio, which was true, and that was torture. But and I vowed I did not want to do another long movie. I'm going to do. I was kind of leaning towards my typical like 15 to 20 minute cartoon, like long, short cartoons, if that makes sense. And ended up deciding to do a project that I had in the wings for a long time called The Unicornians. And it was kind of the continued story of the John Henry Unicorn saga for any of those of you that have seen that cartoon I did. And that was originally written as to be a movie. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do a movie. So I cut it into like 5 to 6 minute episodes. And I said, I don't know, I'll probably do about 10 probably. And just did like about one a month, maybe a couple times I did 2 a month. But at the end of it, I knew I was going to assemble that as a movie. So that was like a really good cheat way of doing a long hour-long movie, which I've done this before. I did it with Lars Lazarus and All That Glitters. And then Josh showed up.
Yeah, hold on. Everyone else can't see him yet. I got to plug him in real quick, but just keep going and I'll get Josh on.
So, sorry to spoiler alert. There will be Josh. So I ended up doing a long movie by doing a bunch of shorts, and it felt good. It worked out. And then I had a couple of other goals, Scott, that we mentioned on the show.
I'm just laughing because Josh popped in and Corey disappeared again.
Well, maybe they're the same person. Oh,
Yes. You've never seen them in the same room at the same time. Oh, there. Oh, I stand correct. All right.
Oh, wait.
Hey, Josh, can you hear us?
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, we don't hear you. We don't hear you.
He's being punished for being late.
Yeah.
You have no voice. You have been
I guess on the
stricken of
screen.
vocal.
Oh, wait, now everyone's there, but can we hear Josh?
I don't
Josh
know.
is frozen.
We can't hear Josh.
Or is he pretending to be
Because
frozen?
before the show, we had problems with Corey. Yeah, Corey's audio.
That wasn't the system. That was just
okay.
me not getting.
Josh, are you doing this for attention?
He is. He is.
Are you doing
We'll let Josh try to figure out the audio because I don't think it's on our end over here because everyone else seems to be working.
I think his audio might be okay, and he's just screwing around.
All right.
So
Well, hopefully Josh, can you hear thumbs up if you can hear us?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Okay, he can hear us. All right. Okay. All right. Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Double thumbs up if you're in trouble, Josh. Okay, you guys. Okay. Anyways, so my goal of doing 20-minute shorts kind of didn't happen. It turned into a bunch of shorts that turned into a big movie, and that was fun. And that will be out, and that's out on right now. The whole series, you can watch it on my YouTube channel. But Unicornians will be. I guess this is my world premiere. I'll announce it. Is going to be premiering on the movie form. Is going to be on Animation Plus. They're going to do a big shebang for it, like they did with the Full Fungus. So that's kind of cool. And the other goal I had that I wanted to mention was that I wanted to do a live screening of the Full Fungus, like at a theater or something.
Yeah.
And we even started setting that up. And at the last minute, it kind of fell through, which was okay because I was like, do I really want to do that after all the logistics and stuff? So what we ended up doing, we did a live screening, but it was online on YouTube live, and that was a lot of fun. People got to comment while we did it, so that was a really good time. I really enjoyed doing that, and I might want to do that in the future with other projects to do like a watch party. That was good, and I'm realizing it's because I too am old and don't like going out anymore as much. So that's not a bad thing. So, but I'm also, again, Gary and I were talking about this earlier. I'm also, the older I get, the less goals I have because you're going to die really soon. And
Is that what we were talking about?
Why do it? Why waste time with goals? No, my goal, and this is where you can play the sappy music, is just to be happy. Like I want to create and be happy. And I think that's what everyone's real goal is. They think it's another thing, but when they get that other thing, if they're not happy, it's like they don't. And some kids just want a voice. And if we all believe in Josh, he'll get that voice. Just like
Can you
Mrs.
hear me?
Brady.
Yes.
There,
Now we
look
All
at
right,
can.
that.
we're all
There it is.
here. All right.
It's a
Yes.
Christmas miracle.
It was Jim. Your wish was
Wow.
granted.
Santa, is mommy going to be able to sing for Christmas?
Every time a bell rings, a Kremble gets his speech.
Voice,
It's
yeah.
true. I wish I had like snow that could
Wow.
rain
But
down upon me.
truth be told, we know it was for attention, but it's okay. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's one of the things we can kind of touch on today too, is about like your goals being so just floaty and just not well defined, because I don't really have any like immediate goals except for to keep creating. Yeah.
Well,
that's a goal.
having said, because I was going to say right off the bat, the first two people that we've had talk about their goals pretty much knocked it out of the park. I mean, I know you set out to maybe do a different project, but once you switch gears, I mean, look at what you accomplished. I mean, you've created a whole series and which now compiles into a feature film. That's the second one in 2 years. So it's like you're on course for like a feature length film almost. Or I don't know how. I mean, when you string Unicornians all together, about how long is it?
It's an hour and like 5 minutes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The credits are 35 minutes. So
So a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
yes, definitely. It is definitely made for TV.
Like an after-school special.
Yeah. But
Jim, that actually would be a really good short. Is you have like a minute of cartoons and then 30 minutes of just credits at the end, just test people.
that would really help with the animation. So, oh, you know what? Speaking of, I didn't mention this last year, but I do have a goal. This is a braggy goal, Gary. You'll recognize this. But I got a new iPad. I mean, I had the second generation iPad, so my iPad, ran on,
It was a speak and spell, actually.
ran on ethanol or whatever.
If you shook it, the drawings would go.
Yeah, my
That's right.
iPad had the wheels that erase things. So, but that was one of my goals, to eventually get a new iPad, and I did get a new one. And I'm on Procreate Dreams now, so I'm using that now.
That's what Paul says in the chat. Learn Procreate Dreams.
Yeah.
Jim.
Oh yeah, so I guess those are brand new goals. I mean, like, I just got the iPad. I'm just starting Procreate Dreams, but I'm already working on my next project in Procreate Dreams. So jumping right in the pool. I'm not going to even practice. So.
Well, yeah,
that is what Jim and I were talking about today, is how he's like a shark. No rest for the wicked. He goes for the next one. And I need a couple months sabbatical after each one. Like I don't do anything after at least a couple months. But.
Yeah. My advice to Gary was very sympathetic. He was telling me all these issues, and my advice was just draw faster.
Yeah, draw faster. Yeah, I think actually there was something to the effect of, like, because I was saying, like, I try to get them out every other year. It's like, what if you did them every year? Like,
No,
just
I
throw it
said,
out there. Like,
I prefaced it. I said, Gary,
hey, here's an idea. Just do them twice as fast.
I understand. I said, Gary, I understand already your answer for this, because I know you really well, and you like to savor the process. But I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to do a book in a year? I mean, or would you really be, And then I said some foul language things to him, and he started crying.
Yeah. No, I started crying.
We both started crying. That was weird.
We cried together. It was okay.
That was really weird.
Nice. Yeah.
And then
the short answer for anyone watching, no, there's not going to be a D versus M a year. No.
All right. Is anything else you wanted to tag on that, Jim?
Also, goal was to meet the Making Comics crew.
Was that
to meet the Making Comics guys?
I think you'd already met them.
Yeah, I want to meet them again.
Oh,
I see. Okay.
So that came true.
All right. Corey, and hopefully you won't cut out, but
yeah. I watched the video as well. and I have a list. Now the problem with the video, is I don't like setting goals, and so everything on my list is super rambly. But I'm going to go through.
I
And
think
I'm gonna say
mine was the
everything.
most rambly, but yeah, go ahead. I'm going to try to correct that on this episode. But yeah.
Well, I said things like I'm going to focus on hope, and I'm going to continue to cut my own hair. I don't know if any of that is, I did that. I still haven't paid for a haircut since 2020.
You haven't given up hope.
I haven't
That's
given
good.
up hope on being able to figure out how to do that well. I said I was going to re-edit a bunch of old YouTube videos and re-release them so that they're like better edited. I didn't do any of that. I talked about continuing to write Heart of Eternity, which I haven't touched a single word of that book this year. Lean into smaller social media, which I've done. I'm pretty much off of anything owned by a monopoly social media wise, except for YouTube.
Well, I guess I don't know who owns Substack, but does that fall outside of that, or?
Yeah, I would consider Substack. It's not indie, but I don't think it's monopolistic yet.
Right.
I think it's the Substack family that owns it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. They had some diamond mines in Africa, but they're totally legit. So
Evander Substack.
yeah. So I'm on Substack. I occasionally look at Blue Sky and Kara and a few like Mastodon and stuff, but it's mainly Substack and YouTube. So I did that. Continue to sauna. So I
Josh's next album title.
Yeah, continue to sauna. So I looked at my stats, and I've been saunaing 3 to 4 times a week at about 90 minutes a time. And so I figure I've been in the sauna about 312 hours this year. My goal is to not have dementia and to fix my back and lungs and heart. So that's going pretty well. I did that. And I've also continued to kind of like upgrade the sauna. It's way cooler than it was a year ago. With that, this year was the year of just the worst year I've had at work. Situation when it comes to just having to deal with illogical leadership, we'll say. My response is either to be completely apathetic and depressed or ragey. And when I get into the rage side of things, I tend to build stuff. And so I have I made the kids build a bunch of projects. So this is a 3-story deck that we built on the
and your kids built that? Isn't there laws against that?
Yeah. Maddox kind of hung out. It's safer to have him around me than not around me.
Yeah.
Have I told you guys the Street Fighter story?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So recently he got all the steak knives in the house.
Oh no.
And he got all of the neighborhood kids, and they decided to play Street Fighter in the basement. And luckily I count my blessings that this is how this turned out. So with like 6 or 7 and 8-year-olds in my basement, instead of stabbing each other, they decided to stab my couch. And so the new sectional that we got, it has like 50 something knife wounds, which I much prefer to one of the neighborhood kids being murdered.
Of course.
So I feel like they made good decisions. But yeah, so
Gary doesn't want to have to look at scene photos from your house, Corey.
Right, exactly. So when I'm building things, I would rather have Maddox with me than have all the power tools out and not know where he is. So anyway, we did that. Well, I also built a chicken coop by taking 3 chicken coops that I ordered on Temu and cobbling them together. So it's like this like Frankenstein's chicken coop. Now we have chickens. So do not put
Maddox in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't. Don't worry.
Don't let him put anyone in that.
I said, I mean, we have 6 chickens. I said that I would get to, I was going to get back into lifting weights. I sort of have, which usually when somebody says that, that's a no. So I'm not lifting weights as consistently, but I have called up my brother-in-law who's got a PhD in physical therapy. And I was like, hey, I've had some impacts in my life and I would like to not be in excruciating pain when I'm 80. So like, what do I need to do now so that I'm not in pain then? And so I'm doing some exercises and those sorts of things. So it's not lifting, but it's stuff that will, it's stuff that at 45 will help strengthen my hips and my ankles and my lower back and my shoulders and the things that tend to fall apart when you're 80. And this is not a goal that I set, but a goal that I achieved mid-year. I have lost 4.5 inches off my waist and about 40 pounds.
Awesome.
All right.
And this goes along with the PT thing.
I took those 40 pounds, by the way.
Okay, well, be careful because I didn't realize that this has happened to me until I lost this weight. You know, when pregnant women give birth, some of them, their abs separate. I forget the name of the term.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have that. I got
my.
so fat that I have the pregnant woman postpartum abs separation. so I'm trying to get my.
Do you have a line down, like a line down the center?
No, what it is when I am.
He's got a 6-pack, but they're 3 feet apart.
When
When
I'm engaging my core,
It's a 7-pack. There's 3 on either side, and then 1.
Yeah. No, when I'm engaging my core, like when I'm doing a foam roller or sit-ups or something, if I would just look down, I was like, what the crap? It like tets, like I have a ridge that just sticks up because they don't touch.
Are you
And
sure
so-
it's an alien or?
Yeah. Any moment now, I'm gonna have something burst out of my chest and sing a song. So anyway, so that was weird and somewhat.
It's just, remember that song, Your Body is a Wonderland? Corey, your body is just like a funhouse, mirror-filled haunted house. Like there's always some crazy thing happening.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Like, how did you hurt yourself? I lost weight.
I lost weight and realized, yeah. So
See, kids, don't lose weight. Don't even try. Don't bother.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was weird. So I'm trying to fix that. Yeah. And then so I set a goal last year to get back to where I could do 10 to 12 pull-ups. And I'm only at 4 or 5. On any given day, I can get to about 4 or 5 pull-ups. So not where I wanted to be.
That's only
So that's
4
all
more
the-
than me. So I'm almost there.
Okay. Well, you should lose 40 pounds and find out that you have.
No,
a
I don't want
pregnancy
some
disease.
alien coming out of my chest.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. And then the main thing that I did, if I can pull this up, is I finished. I was trying to figure out how many of these I had done. I'm on page 48 of Rage and Enlightenment.
That's awesome.
And I think I had 6 pages done at the end of last year. And so, but 2 of these pages are like text pages. And so I figure I've done about 35 pages. So a lot less than I would have liked. But
When did you start
bad.
Rage of Enlightenment? How long
I
ago?
started it start drawing or writing it?
Drawing it.
Mid to end of November of last year.
Oh wow, okay.
So I got a few of them. Now here's the frustrating part is I think I could have about another 20 pages if I wasn't like trying to keep my job. So much of my free time has been anxiety spiral or getting a presentation ready and doing all of this research and stuff to try to pitch something to save. Before any of that hit, I was doing about a page every 3 to 5 days, depending on the complexity of the page. And so I think I could get more than a page a week done, maybe 2 pages a week. And I averaged about 0.7 pages a week over the whole year. So I figure I've got another 20 pages in me in a good year. And that's writing, because I'm writing it as I go. That's writing, pencils, inks, colors, and lettering.
Corey, if you use AI, I'm just
I've heard it's awesome, and it just goes really fast.
Speeds things up.
It's
Real
totally
quick.
accurate.
Real quick.
Moral or ethical issues.
So, guys in the chat, let me know, because a couple of times when Corey was talking, his video went out. I could still hear him. I just want to make sure everyone in the chat could still hear Corey when his video goes out, because I assume if we can hear him, then you guys can too. But just let us know in the chat if you don't mind. All right, Corey.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty successful. Did you actually make a goal to complete a certain number of pages?
I don't like goals, so no.
Okay,
I just said I was going to work on it.
Okay. Well, I mean, different strokes for different folks, because I think even without setting that goal, I think you did pretty awesome. And again, these are full color pages, complete pages. So
yeah.
Oh,
and
they said he'd be cut out. So yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, it's more complex than the last comic I did. So it takes a little bit longer, but I think I'm faster than I was when I did that one. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I think it's a success. So anything else, Corey, before we move on to Josh?
I think that's it. I think that's. Oh, I hit a YouTube milestone.
Oh, cool.
So I hit 975,000 views.
Nice.
Wow.
And these are my stats for the year, so you can see I am rolling in the dough.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
$113 a year.
Wow.
Gained 183 subscribers, which hasn't done anything to my views. And you can see I get about 53,000 views a year. So
I love that. A couple of years ago, that year's worth of work would have paid for some groceries,
Right? Yeah. and now it's like a really nice lunch.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Cool though, Corey.
Congrats, Corey. So Josh, now when you set out last year, did you have the goal that you were going to complete 8 different albums?
You know what? I don't think I did. I think it was just to keep doing music, but yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm guessing you might not have had time to review kind of your goals and stuff because you're pretty busy.
Yeah. I didn't review my goals from last year, but I'm gonna guess that I'm similar to Corey in the sense that I rarely like setting specific goals. I like the idea of thinking about where I want to be, but I don't tend to like the New Year's resolutions or goals or something like that. But definitely a goal was to hit my deadline on my book, which I did not do, and so I got an extension, luckily.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna hit the goal of finishing this book on the 1st, which is really exciting, and I'm pretty sure
really?
I'll
the 1st of
January.
Really? It'll be done?
Yeah, that's why I overslept a little bit.
That's awesome. I'm like, I didn't know you were that close.
Wait,
awesome.
Josh, clarify 2026.
Well, I mean,
the 1st of 2029.
Yeah. I missed my goal of waking up for Artcasters. So there was that because I got home and I took a power nap, and I think sleepy me turned off my own alarm. So
How many pages is that, Josh?
Wow.
left.
Just in total, like the book. Yeah, from
total, it's going to be about 225 or 230.
Jeez.
So
that's awesome.
yeah.
How many left?
About 40 or 50. Yeah. So,
Wow.
And I forgot because we're gonna have to wait a while. So what's the release date? I forgot.
the release date now will be September. Yeah. So.
But September of next year, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it pushed the release date
That's
from
not-
what would have been May-ish of
Yeah.
this year. But I'm glad. I don't think it's that uncommon with comics. I wish it was because again, I would have liked to be done with this. But
Josh,
it's coming out really
quick,
well.
Josh, are you going to pull the John Burns snowstorm thing at the last few pages?
Yeah.
That's what I'll do is just the snowstorm, or there was another comic called Whiteout that did that too, where it's just like it's gonna be a snowy, I think it was made into a movie too, and it's like what a great movie to produce. You're like literally like you'll have 2 actors and just white snow.
In the sound booth.
Yeah.
That's why when Corey said, "Well, 2 of these pages are just text," I'm like, "That
Yeah.
counts if they're pages. If it's a part of the story."
Yeah. But I
And
know
I got 37 done.
Yeah, I know for sure a goal from last year would have been to continue with the credential program and kind of survive. And I just found out from CSUB that I got a 4.0. So that's
Nice.
pretty
right.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm still working on that that program will be done in fall of next year, like the end of fall. But that's cool, and I feel like I've gotten better at teaching. I had an observer this year who was like, you write books, you should write a book on teaching art. And I was like, what? Like it's like my second year, like at a high school level.
I
and so
still
that
like
was-
when you show the examples and stuff that you show your class. I mean, I'm like, I wish I had you as an instructor when I was coming up, because I mean, I'm just blown away by your students are so lucky.
And they're super talented too. So like the fun thing about the thing I've been enjoying about like teaching art is just that it's so fun to see young artists like reach their potential and grow, or like kids who are like, I can't draw, and then like next thing you know, they're drawing hands, which are like one
Yeah.
of the hardest things when you're in high school to draw. And so it's like or like kids who are nervous about perspective and then they're doing a street corner like perfectly. That to me, like that's been really fun.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
it's cool and it's inspiring, and I definitely was hoping to keep with music, so that definitely was a goal. I was hoping not to acquire another guitar. I failed at that goal. So yeah, that's basically it. The main thing is the book, and I am hoping to kind of achieve that goal maybe 4 months later than I was expecting. So
Still, that's awesome that that you're gonna. Yeah, I'm even more excited for when we do our goal setting for next year to see kind of what you're thinking of, if you've even given it thought. So we'll have to wait for that. Yeah, because that is such a long, such a long process to complete the book. That now that it's going to be done, that's awesome.
I don't know. I think Jim and Gary and Corey and you and I have all talked about this strange cycle where every time I'm at about this point where I'm seeing the end very quick of a project, I'm just fantasizing of like a year of just being like a typical person where I just come home from work and maybe watch some TV and I'm like, man, work was stressful, and then go to sleep.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. But I know myself, and I know like our kind of creative selves are just, it's like we're feeding the muse, and so I feel like you get rewarded and cursed when you feed the muse, because like the more you're doing this stuff, the more ideas that come. I already have like 3 things that I would love to hop on, but I also have 2 stories, book 2 and stuff. So it'll be interesting to kind of see. I'll have to think about that one real deep about next year's goals. Because at this point in my head, I'm just like, yeah, I'll just take like, you know, like a year off and just paint creepy Disney characters.
Cool.
There's a really good market amongst K through 12 educators. There's really easy ways to get that stuff out. There's just a few kind of blogs and storefronts. You actually really could do really well with an ebook.
Yeah, and the
I
thing
don't.
I'm
Real
the
quick,
thing,
I don't know how much of the audience heard that because Corey was kind of still, and then he went out. But just kind of go ahead, Josh. But in case you guys didn't hear, Corey was asking a question. But go
yeah,
ahead.
Corey was basically mentioning that there's a market for like K to 12 with comics, and like that's something to consider. And I totally agree. I think there's a market for this. The neat thing about this is originally the publisher that got bought out was a specialty publisher that like specialized in like Victorian literature reprints, right? And so they already had the built-in market of the Brownings literature and stuff. The cool thing about this is the publisher we're now with now owns that company as like a sub print, and so we still have that specialization, and that market's already kind of built in. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited about where Turner's going to take it, but I think they're going to be pretty good at kind of finding that niche of like, you know, the literary and the historical like groups that could be interested in this. And I definitely think schools will be a big part of that plan.
What if when
right.
you turn it in, they come right back at you and they're like, "We love it, kid. We want a sequel."
Yeah, that's my wife. My wife might not like that. It's funny because I use a lot of photo reference and stuff when I work, and so my wife has been posing in Elizabeth Barrett Browning character poses quite often, where I'm like, "Hey, can you like stand there and do this pose?" And we got to a point in this story because it's a great story, but when you're living with an animation or a comic, you're living with this thing in slow motion. And so what can be a really good, like very subtle, slow build story suddenly becomes the slowest story on earth.
Yeah.
And there was a point where both my wife and I were like, "Come on, Elizabeth, what the heck, man? Stop being sick. Get out!" Like, you know,
Yeah. Let's go.
Like,
Come on.
like, come on. Like, is this all you're gonna do? Is just sit on a chaise lounge? I like that song, but really, come on.
Right.
And then, you know, of course, then I look at the sequence and I'm like, oh, it's reading really fluidly. But it is funny how even at this point, like my wife is like so sick of Elizabeth.
You should have given Elizabeth adamantium claws. That would have been
That's true. That always is a temptation. Anytime I'm doing these more serious stories, I still love the idea of just ending it with like an alien invasion and it gets all crazy and people are like, "What? I signed up for a historical fiction."
Or you could send a drone in to kill all of your main characters when you get tired of the story. I heard that's been done before.
Or what was the movie where they ended it with just like frogs like falling from the sky? Magnolia. Yeah. And I empathize with that because I'm like, that's a pretty good call. Just have frogs rain from the sky.
The drone reference was, by the way, yes, it was a Corey Kerr reference.
Yeah. I got so bored with the conversation that I just had a drone strike take out the
building. My voice is droning, and that's the strike.
So Josh, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, the only other goal I know I had was like just taking care of my physical fitness and stuff with all of what I'm dealing with, like school, and then a graphic novel, and I've been pretty consistent with that, and I do think that's helped me a lot with like, you know, keeping positive, generally keeping kind of the plate spinning, occasionally having a few moments where I slip like oversleep Artcasters. But in general, like it's been really good, and I've been keeping up with that, and I have been feeling less like achy and crappy all the time, which I like. And I feel like at our age, that's all you can kind of hope for out of exercise. is like if I can ache less, I'm kind of cool with that. Like, if my back can hurt a little less. So yeah, I'm glad I definitely met that goal. But it's kind of weird, but that's what I think Corey and I have a similar take on it. But that's one of the reasons I'm not big on setting goals, because sometimes you can feel like a failure if you don't quite reach your goal or whatever. And at the end of the day, like, I feel like I'm one step closer to the book being done. So I don't know about, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Didn't quite meet all my goals, but definitely on the road. Yeah.
Well, I find sometimes when I set goals, I do keep it a little open, because sometimes I decide, there's things that I decide, well, there's something else that I find more important. And I think as long as I'm substituting it for something else that I still want to accomplish, because sometimes things, but I always like to have sort of a blueprint, but leave it a little open to moving things around.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like how many, I was joking when I first went to you, but how many albums did you actually put out this year? Because it seems like you just put out so much music.
Let me see, for this year. I think this year might have been less than last year. I think it was 3. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
3 albums. That's so crazy.
Yeah, which was a goal, was to continue playing music, because I feel like that's almost like similar to exercise. It's just like, it's an outlet I like. I know another gentleman who seems to like create music all the time and is very inspiring.
Yeah.
Named Rick Murphy.
Rick Murphy put out 3 albums last week.
Anyhow, I'm just saying, Rick Murphy has a banger that just got released on Spotify. So
I haven't heard the new Rick Murphy, so I'm going to check it out.
All the kids.
I would recommend have a dim lit room. Get the lady.
Is that on the Grand Supper
dinner?
No, I think you go look up Rick Murphy on Spotify.
Okay.
I think you'll find him.
Make a note. All right.
So look up the Money Room, and that's all you need.
Yeah, and just a candlelit dinner, your lady and Rick Murphy.
Or anyone's lady.
Or anyone's lady. Honestly, any lady or gentleman, whatever you want.
Or all of them at once. But we're not going to go there. Just keep it clean.
It was so good, though. That was hilarious. When you announced that came out, my wife and I were driving home from where I work, and I put on the album, and we were just, dying. It's so good. It's so funny.
I wish I could have astral projected into that car.
Well, that was the thing that is really fun about it, is imagining you, Jim, tracking vocals to that.
It's I could just Rick Murphy. How many times do I have to tell you?
Rick Murphy.
I work with Rick Murphy. He's a talented artist.
But yeah, it was it's a something of wonder. Check it out, guys.
All right. Well, I guess that only leaves me. So I quickly kind of write down before, if you're noticing the template around, if you're watching this on YouTube, which I don't know where else you would watch it, but we've never had 5 people on, so I'm scrambling to try to put together this thing. And
how are you going to show your PowerPoint?
Yeah. But anyway, so I quickly went down and looked through some of my goals, but I tend to set just a bunch of goals. So if I don't hit them all, I'm not, like I said, I don't beat myself up over it, but I guess more to keep me busy and keep me focused on kind of, what I'd like to accomplish. So the first thing I had on my goals was digital products. So if you know me, I have I've got the Comic Maker Starter Kit. That's kind of my kind of loss leader to get people to join my newsletter and everything like that. But I also have a bunch of other digital products having to do with comics and templates and fonts and all that kind of stuff. So I have a product called the Amazing Comic Book World Builder. And it's for Procreate and Illustrator, but not Procreate. Sorry, it's for Photoshop and Illustrator. But Procreate is so big, especially in the digital product space and everything. that I wanted to create a version of that for Procreate. And I actually did that. It's not available on my site yet, but it's done, and it's been done for a while. It may be on Retro Supply. I don't know. I mean, I sent them the files. I don't know if they finally uploaded it. But the only reason I'm waiting is when I get back to doing. That's another one of my goals that we'll talk about when I get back to doing more comic book content on this channel. Then I'll kind of announce that product. So I did hit that, and I toyed with the idea of maybe doing one for Clip Studio Paint as well, which I did. So I've got 2 brand new products. I said I wanted to create 2 products. They weren't the exact same products that I set out to do. I've got another one that I still want to do that's a really cool brush pack, so that may have to roll over. But I think I did pretty well on that front, other than the fact, I mean, like I said, they're done. They're just not really available yet, but they will be soon. The other thing, the kind of the big goal for one of the big goals for last year was to create a new YouTube channel. And I'm sorry you hear my dog barking like crazy in the background. But I wanted to create a new YouTube channel, which I did. And it's funny because behind the scenes, I was creating all these videos chronicling the process of another one of my projects. That was one of my goals, the wax packs that I was doing. And I had like a buffer, like 10 videos, and now I've filled that up. But I did create the channel, and I've been producing or putting out weekly content. So I'm hoping I can kind of keep that up, but now I'm kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. But it is cool to have that new channel done, and to, my focus was to try to put out more videos, because YouTube rewards quantity over quality. So for the most part. So, and not that those videos aren't quality, I think they're pretty good, but I kind of rework things and try to figure out a way where I could put out quality videos, but put out more of them at the same time. So the future of that channel, which is, by the way, Retro Art Lab, if you're not already subscribed to that, go check that out. But I'm going to take a lot of the videos that I've been doing for the past couple years, those retro redesigns, and like if you saw the latest video, I took an old video, but I'm calling them like remixes. So I'm taking them, cutting them up, adding new content, but using some of the other footage. So I'm going to do all that, plus sprinkle in new content here or there. So there's a lot of cool stuff to check out there. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then we won't get into too much of the setting goals for next year, but like I said, I am going to be shifting to, this more comic book content, kind of like I used to do back in the days here on this channel. So those are kind of my big, that's kind of, and I've been working on that. I didn't make a goal to have that up, but I have been working on it. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Like I said, I think overall, it's like I didn't accomplish everything I said, but I also threw in some things that I didn't say I was going to do that I did. So I think as far as YouTube, that kind of evens out a little bit. The big thing last year for me was I set a goal to complete Young and the Dead, the full series, which I did, and run a Kickstarter, which I did. It was successful, and it's just nice to have that. I was going to grab one, but yeah. So I do. It is complete. It is a real thing. I can hold it in my hands. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm even more excited about the next projects, which we'll talk about, in the couple episodes from now. So yeah, that was the big thing. Ran the Kickstarter and everything. The one thing, a little extra thing that I wasn't really expecting to do was run a second Kickstarter. So I ran a Kickstarter for my wax packs. It came from the fridge, and that's part of a pretty big goal, and something that's been taking over a lot of my time. But Josh has got one right there. But for good reason. The wax pack stuff is kind of taken off. It's become a pretty good source of income. It takes a lot of time, but yeah, I'm constantly shipping out orders, and people are really digging these wax packs and everything. So that was one thing that was one of my goals, was to kind of focus on that. So I've kind of built that business up. I want to continue building that business up and take it in other places. There are a couple of things that I mentioned as far as the wax pack business. And one of those was I wanted to kind of introduce some kind of wax pack adjacent products, like I mentioned stickers, which I did the sticker pack. It came from the fridge. That is available now on circworks.com and on my Etsy store and everything. But I also mentioned wanting to doing like large size trading cards, like in a wax pack, but like I don't know, but larger size. I forgot I even said that goal, but I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. I kind of want to do that, so I might have to start looking into that. But I wanted to like Topps had a lot of different stuff that was trading card adjacent. Like they had little things with like tattoos or something, or I don't know. They even had like little crazy candies. I don't know if I'll go that far, but I kind of want to expand the idea of what I can do under that, what I call that company Wax House Trading Cards. So under that brand. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And in kind of shifting to making that a whole other business, another goal that I had was to kind of organize my space and create a little better system, which I did. I got some really cool shelving. So I got all my different papers in there. So it's easier to kind of put those cards together and everything. So I'm really happy with the way that all worked out. So I kind of, yeah, that whole business was something that I didn't really know it was going to take off the way it was, but I still think there's plenty of room to grow. So I'm super excited about where that goes. And like I said, I'll have to figure out kind of what the next step is, where I want that to go from here. Because right now it's just especially in Christmas time, it's a matter of me selling out and then trying to restock. And because they're all handmade, it takes some time. So I'd like to get to the point where I've got a decent stock and then I don't have to be so stressed about it. But that's, obviously that's a good thing. So that's cool. Let's see. And the other things I talked about with the business is I want to invest in a laser printer, because I print the cards on an inkjet, but then the wax packs to print on that tracing paper, that glassine paper. You need a laser printer. It won't work on a inkjet. But so I was just taking stuff to the copy store and trying to run these things through, and it was jamming their things and their systems, because I was like gluing the tracing paper to like sheets of copy paper and running it through. Every once in a while get jammed, and it was just a pain in the ass to try to do all that. So, but I did end up getting the laser printer and everything. So that type of thing. The next thing I want to do is like have a little better storage for the actual packs themselves and everything. But so yeah, I'm pretty excited about the whole wax pack business and everything, as well as, completing, it came from the fridge and everything. And I've got ideas for future series if I decide I want to do that, but there's so many different ideas and things I want to do when it comes to wax packs. I'm just having a lot of fun doing that stuff. Let's see. So also on my list was, for the past few years, I've been doing these comic books for companies. Like basically you look to a company, whatever their message is. I've been doing a lot of stuff in the cybersecurity space, working with these companies to create a comic book, because I think that comic storytelling is a great way to get your message across rather than some boring PowerPoint presentation. So I've been doing a lot of those, and those are pretty good. Pretty good. I can get a pretty good income from those, and I work with a partner that kind of helps bring all that together. And I think I may have did one smaller project in that. So I didn't really hit those goals because again, it's like I'm not the one out there soliciting the clients. It's this partner I have, and so far nothing's really come in. But I haven't really minded it so much because I've been focused on these wax packs and
Scott.
And yeah,
one thing though, you might want to reach out to the wealthy family of the Substacks.
Yes.
I'm just saying they have a huge company that could really use a comic.
Yeah, I could put you in touch with Victoria Substack.
Yes. Yes. Are they secret unicornians?
Wow. What stays in the caves?
Yes. Anyway, but yeah, so I haven't really kind of missed that. And again, I'm gonna we'll set our goals for 2026, but I'm really going to be diving into this new comic, and that's going to be like kind of my main thing. if that stuff comes across my desk, I'll try to figure out a way to fit it in, because it's kind of hard to turn it down. But I didn't really miss it, So
Can I ask, since this happened this year,
Yeah.
how much work you've done on that comic? I know you got some character designs and a cover. Do you have
Yeah.
like writing or plotting or any
Yeah.
character
So
turns? Or...
I've got like a notes on my phone with just tons of ideas and partial scripting, mostly just dialogue here and there that I'll plug in and put together. But I've got, like I said, I've got the cover done. I've got a lot of that stuff. I have probably, in various degrees of completion, about 4 videos ready to go when I relaunch, when I kind of switch back to doing comics on this channel. A couple videos showing the process of that cover. Some other videos. I took a video of the art exchange piece that I did. So I'll be showing a lot of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got a lot ready to go. I'm sorry, my dog is going crazy.
He's just sharing his goals.
Yeah.
That was on your goals last year. Get quiet.
I'm sure my girlfriend is in the driveway, like on the phone, and they're like freaking out because she's here and she's not coming in. So that tends to be what happens. I'm gonna close the door and see if it helps.
No worries.
If we hear a dog being kicked, I'm just saying.
You're just gonna hear this.
All right.
I was gonna say, Scott, like the wax house thing growing being a reason that like the comic goal kind of reduced a little bit. I think it's
absolutely
that's kind of the best case scenario for any of us, is like if one of our things kind of explodes to the point where it takes over the other things, but it's like good growth. I think all of us would be pretty happy with that. So it's been fun to see that kind of generate and grow, because that to me is just like such an exciting product anyway, like having wax packs and stuff like that, and you do them so well. I'm just glad I'm happy there's so many people out there that are like us nerds who like wax packs, you know what I mean? Like, and you do them so authentically. I feel like you really hit something good there. I'm sorry, cool. Corey, I think I cut you off too.
Oh no, I was just gonna fill some time while Scott was gone. I forgot to mention that I built a whole Linux drawing tablet and taught myself how to do Linux and some terminal prompt. I've been able to install software and get a tail scale network going on between my Orange Pi gaming PC, MacBook, and this framework computer, so that I have my audiobook server and my comic book server and my Plex media server all available and behind a firewall. I didn't know how to do any of that.
He did that all while he was in the sauna too.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, the Linux works really well in a hot, wet environment like that in the sauna. So yeah.
When Corey is the most amazing human being I've ever met, if he's not hurting himself, he's building something.
Yeah.
Or stopping children from murdering each other.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a hero.
Along the lines of building something and stopping children from murdering each other, I forgot to mention that I built a jungle gym in my backyard. Off the top story of the deck, I went down to Lowe's and I bought a bunch of 1/2-inch steel pipe and assembled this entire like play structure that has like misters that you can hook up, and it like cools everything off, and it's got like swings and ropes and a rock climbing.
And also kids can go off the deck and go into the play thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish I had
that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have. So it's like there's 2 decks that overlap each other, and there's a hole cut in the top one, so you can go down in, and then there's a secret like play area, and then if you go out the front, you're about 15 feet off the ground on a bunch of these permanent scaffolding things that I concreted into the ground.
I had this idea, and now my kids are grown, so it's not nothing I would do. But like I always say, if I ever got in a position where I had the wherewithal to like build a custom house, I would want to go and build like slides and stuff within the walls. Like you'd be upstairs and you go through the slides that would just go through the walls and everything.
Yeah, you need a bat pole at some point too, and you definitely would need, mystery house like paintings with holes cut in the eyes.
Yeah,
I always wanted to have my own island, but
okay, I just found it. I've got a video of
cool.
Let me switch to this. And then so here's wrong button.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, Corey, is any of this permitted?
Yeah.
No, I live in Idaho. We barely have a government. What's a permit? A permit is something that you liberals do on the coast.
Wow. They still have eminent domain out there. I forgot.
Yeah, right.
Take that, blue hair.
I feel like Corey is probably one of the few neighbors that's not building a compound and is building. Yeah,
I think they're just excited that I don't have like a bug out bag in a like a buried concrete bunker.
The sauna might be radioactive proof. So.
Corey, so next year is your goal to just like host the entire dark web?
Yes, I'm gonna start a new social media that turns into some sort of crime ring.
That's amazing. That's truly amazing. Wow.
Yeah, that really is fantastic.
I honestly, you guys are way more impressed with the easier thing, which is just concreting steel pipe into the ground. Like,
yeah, but you also had the Maddox,
I didn't know
you
how
had
to
the
do
Maddox
this.
factor, so that
Yeah.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Anyway,
so
I was way more excited getting Ubuntu running with Krita on it and having it be touch responsive. But yeah, concrete.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I dug holes in the ground and stuck pipes in it. It was amazing.
Yeah, I envy that. I don't know if I could ever break from Adobe just because I don't want to relearn stuff and do all that. But
yeah, if I'm being honest, nothing will touch After Effects, and the custom brushes that you can get with Photoshop that work in Procreate or Fresco, they're pretty hard to beat.
Corey, you haven't tried Dreams yet.
Nope. I hate Procreate so much that I don't know if I could do Dreams, but because like here's what I don't like about it. Everybody's like, oh, it's super intuitive. And it's like, no, it isn't. Nothing Procreate has ever made has been intuitive, but once you learn it, it's really fast. But it's like this other secret language.
Oh yeah, it's not intuitive. You look up every single thing you want to. Oh, that's how you do it, and then if you do it enough, then you remember. But nothing is. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's all gestures, and it's like there's no paint bucket fail.
You hold three fingers here, and then another finger up here, and then put your thumb here, and that triggers something. Yeah, okay.
Right.
You know, and Paul Pate right now. Paul Pate is pacing the room.
I will say I've seen people do incredible things with it, but I just think the UX is just the worst, or the UI. Sorry, the UI is just anyway. But it's a lot of people like Flash and Animate, and I think that's a terrible program too. So what do I know?
I just still love the pitch meeting where they're like, we need this company name. It can have no connotations whatsoever. We make stuff. Oh, you know what we should call it is Professional Create. We'll just shorten that to Procreate.
Procreate.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I want to see that pitch meeting. I really do.
Yeah. Oh, I also taught myself 3D sculpture.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's one thing that maybe I need to make that. Maybe I need to make that a goal for.
Oh yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah,
we should live stream that because I get better at stuff when I show other people, and I think I could catch you up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we need to get back to the animation too, because I haven't done anything really with that. We're working. Corey's helping me do a animation for the new live stream that's going to be on this channel, and we got it fairly far, but then I stopped and had to focus on other stuff. So I got to get back to that. But Corey's helping me out with After Effects, trying to learn some stuff in there. So, but we'll have to talk about that as far as our goals for next year. As far as that's kind of what was on my list. The only other thing that I can think of, I mentioned I always make this goal knowing that I'll probably won't meet it. And it's kind of, I always say that I'll do more on social media. Really the only thing, unless you count YouTube, unless you count, and not to the extent that Corey does, but I post on Substack. I put out at least a monthly newsletter. Sometimes if I'm running a campaign or something, it'll be more than that. And every once, and I'll share my videos on Substack Notes. But I do need to post a little more other stuff on like Substack and everything. I don't know. I was going to dive into Blue Sky, but every once in a while I hear like, well, maybe it's not what we thought it was going to be, or so. I don't know. So I just don't, I mean, as you guys can attest with even like, cause we've got a signal chat going, and I don't know, when I get into a zone and start working, I'd like to tune everything out. So it's like, it's not really conducive to being active on social media. So, but I always say that I'm going to do a little harder to promote stuff on social media. Maybe, if I could just carve away a weekend just to create a bunch of social media posts and then have them kind of drop, maybe do that. But anyway, I didn't meet that this year, and I doubt if I set that goal again next year, I'll meet that.
You need an AI assistant.
Yeah. Well, no, honestly, I mean, I could probably even, use like ChatGPT to help me come up with ideas for certain things to drop or whatever. I don't know, but
Corey, you built that pad?
Yeah, I mean,
this is my iPad. This I built.
iPad. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's you can, like, it's got removable things where you can go in and pop these out, and so you can have any type of connection or hard drive or whatever. So
somehow you're gonna hurt yourself with them.
Yeah, I might. But it also, you can it turns into a tablet, so you can open it up and then fold it
That's really
back
cool.
like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You definitely bring that to the next, assuming we do the next retreat. But that leads into the other thing, is just community and conventions. I think was the last thing on my list. And so I did Phoenix Comic Con, that went, or Phoenix Fan Fusion, I guess they call it. I got invited to it, so that was cool. Went and did that show, did pretty well there. Did ASCAF. I've signed up for the next ASCAF, which is the Arizona Comics Arts Festival. I don't know, did I hear correctly that Scott and Keith won't be able to join us for the next one, or was that something else?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's in February, I believe.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely like that convention. I'm going to keep doing that, and did Free Comic Book Day, all that stuff. So we'll get into. I do want to. I definitely. We'll talk more about our goals for next year, but I want to do a few. I want to do things like that. Just depending on whatever circumstance. But I do want to build more of a community. We've got a great thing going with the Crestline group, but I'd like to do some more local stuff and everything. I probably made that a goal and didn't hit it as far as like drink and draws and things like that. But as I kind of get working on the new comic, that's something I want to start doing more of. So I don't know. I mean, I think looking back, I think I did pretty well. Certain things like I said, the wax packs kind of took over some of the other things like Josh and I were talking about, but I'm happy about that, because it's, as much as I like comics, and as much as I feel the need for people to use comics as a way to get their message across, those comic projects that I was doing for companies are just a lot of work, and the deadlines were always insane and it's very stressful. And so it's nice to get a little reprieve from that. So I don't mind that at all. But yeah, so all in all, I think all of us, we did pretty well, whether we like to set goals, whether like me and set way too many goals that you can ever hit, or whatever the case is. I think we all, and I think that's why we're connected the way we are. And also same as, Scott and Keith, is just, we're just the kind of people that like to just, we want want to create, want to put stuff out in the world. We want, all that stuff. So I think that's why we're such good friends and why we resonate with each other so much. So, but congratulations to all you guys for just, I think, as far as work wise, everything. I mean, just great. I think a great year, very successful year. You guys agree?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It is really interesting to find a group of people like this, because like those of us like myself that are like, I didn't do that great this year. It's like I got, 38 pages done instead of 50 pages done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
So it's interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, I was going to do that, but then I didn't. And you're like, oh, what did you do instead? And they're like, I just didn't,
Nothing.
and that's like most people are just, I just didn't do it.
Yeah, we have I won't mention it, but we have we have a friend that is in a kind of a community of artists that they're working on a project together, and just he's like, it's pulling teeth trying to get people to even like do a page like in 3 months or something, and like that's insane. I mean, I did the piece that I did for the art exchange. I was under the gun, and I was up to the last minute, and I did it in probably maybe about 4 hours, and I'm like super excited about it. So, but yeah, I mean, I just think, I got to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, I don't have much time to do this, but like I'm gonna do the best I can, and deliver it on time, and I think we're all like that.
I used Fiverr for mine, so
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Well, and the people that are part of the community. I mean, you got Mydron was saying he's doing pages. Paul gets projects done all the time. There's quite a few people that are kind of with us that are.
Dylan is working out an idea. I saw Dylan shared some of his stuff on Jeremy's channel, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is he writing or drawing, or what's he doing?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything
if Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, we'll have to get Jeremy back. It's been a while since Jeremy's been on the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Jeremy back on the show. But yeah, I mean, I think and hopefully, I mean, the reason why we do, and hopefully, sometimes I feel like it might come across as bragging, like, oh, we get so much stuff done. Or I'd like it to be more of an example we set, and not everyone's got their things going on in their lives or whatever, but I think just as much as you can, if you love doing this, making it a priority. I mean, and not everything we do, most of what we do is just for the love of doing it. A lot of this stuff isn't like, I don't make a lot of money off of comics in particular. I'm hoping to change that with this new project. I've got some ideas that hopefully I really like to figure out a way to kind of monetize the production of it, but we'll see, but just most of this, especially I would say those of us that do YouTube content, we're not, I mean, Corey showed you his analytics. We're not making any money off of YouTube.
No, I don't know about you guys, but I'm rich.
Yeah. According to the internet. Yes. But yeah, I mean, we do this stuff because we love it, so, but I don't know. So is there anything else that we want to mention before we start, kind of wrapping things up as far as how the year went for us or anything?
I'm just figuring out how much I'm making on YouTube per month. I'm making $9.39 a month.
And they won't even send you that $9. You got to wait until you hit 100.
What a weird humble brag. Look at you. $9.
I'm making $2.34 a week. So,
Oh, someone gets a free coffee every month.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess someone's hitting the 25% tip.
That's good stuff. Yeah, no, I'm excited to talk
Josh,
about
Josh, you're on mute.
I think Josh is muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I was on mute. I've been reading this book, The Daemon and the Soul of the West by like Bernardo Kastrup, and he's like a philosopher and stuff. But he gets into this idea of like kind of like his philosophy on like the purpose of life is like serving kind of the muse or the daemon, not demon.
Mhm.
And I was reading this whole passage and stuff on an audiobook, of course, because I'm just drawing pages. But it kind of dawned on me that like the whole circle of friends that I've surrounded myself with, that's like the Artcasters community, is a bunch of people who are doing that. Like we're all kind of almost like a slave to the muse, and I think that's actually really cool. And I agree with Scott in the sense that I hope it inspires more people to actually kind of give in to creating, because like once you do that, it opens the gateway for like all sorts of cool stuff that I think are expressions of our uniqueness, you know. So I'm stoked to know you guys, and I'm looking forward to the next Crestline meetup, and I'm looking forward to our going over our goals next
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Ooh.
And again, I mentioned this at the top, but Josh wasn't here. If you guys want to come back when we do that goal setting video, just let me know. It's up to you guys, but yeah.
I'll give you a sneak preview. If much of next year is like this year, I'm quitting my job and selling my house and moving. So
Where
I
does
hate
one
for you to
go
leave
from
that whole
Idaho?
jungle gym and the saunas behind.
Hey, where are you going to
Yeah.
move that's more affordable?
Right. Yeah.
I didn't say more affordable. I'm not gonna like go.
Corey's
off the
moving
grid.
to Syria.
I hear
Corey's looking at
Canada's-
that $9. He's like, I can make this work.
Yeah.
Canada's nice. And
Yeah,
winter. Yeah. No, no, but I'm actually seriously considering going to a 75% contract. So that might free up some of my time. We'll see.
That would
We'll
be
see how it
awesome.
goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you can be making some decent money doing your animation and everything. But
yeah, but then I'd have to do what people say. That's
that
the
is
downside-
true. That
that's
is
the
true. That's
downside to
why I'm not at all opposed to doing wax packs versus those
Right.
those corporate comics.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah, as cool as corporate comics are compared to PowerPoints, they're still corporate.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah. So I don't know. Like I have these great examples of certain techniques and stuff. But it's client work. And so when I show my students, I'm like, if I would have done this for myself, it would have been different. But here's the thing I made that talks about this particular tool or whatever. Anyway, so it's not a cracked out Daffy Duck, but it's
All right. Okay. Well, let's wrap things up then. We'll start counterclockwise from Gary. Gary, so let everyone know once again where they can find you, and again that you're going to have new videos coming out soon. The book's coming out. I was hoping to get it before Christmas, but I can wait a little bit.
I think you might still get it before Christmas.
Really?
I think yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's possible. Like I said, I have the proof right here. So once I approve it, I mean, we're still, what is this? 2 weeks from Christmas?
Yeah.
I think it's possible. It's possible. So you can find me on Instagram under Dinosaurs vs. Marsbots, Dinosaurs vs. Marsbots, or here on YouTube under my name, Gary Hodges. I create the comic series D vs. M. The 4th installment, 4 out of 6 issues, is coming out very soon. Actually, as soon as we log off, I'm going to review the very first copy of it and make sure I set up my print file correctly and nothing's upside down or out of order or low res or any other kind of horrible, stupid thing. And then give them the go ahead and switch fully to making videos talking about it and letting people know what I've been doing and trying to get people excited. And I'm hoping to have it on sale soon. And like I just told Scott, maybe they're in time for Christmas. Yeah. Just as Jesus would have intended.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
Jesus loves dinosaurs and Mars.
Yeah.
All right, Jim.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. You can find me on there. I do have a Patreon. If anyone's interested, you can watch all my stuff early. Patreon.com/Jim Lujan. And Instagram, and that's about it. I hope to see you guys there. And go search Rick Murphy on Spotify. He's a great artist.
Is it on any other music platforms, Jim?
Yeah, it's on YouTube too.
Okay.
It's on all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Cool.
can't
I've got
stop
YouTube
Rick
music.
Murphy.
All right. I got YouTube music, so I will check it out. All right. Corey.
Yeah, you can find my comic Rage of Enlightenment at my website, coreykerr.com. And now is a great time to jump on because we're moving on to some new stuff, and I'm about to switch art styles because the story is changing.
Oh, interesting.
So,
I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, so we're gonna go talk to a sage who speaks in allegory, and so while he's telling his stories,
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
cool.
do some watercolor instead.
Oh,
So,
wow. All right.
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, machine breaking, monopoly busting, history bending, Rage of Enlightenment. It's like if you took Animal Farm but did it with insects and Elon Musk versus a bunch of bugs. So yeah, so go check that out.
All right. Josh.
Yeah, so make sure you check out Two Stories or Jacob's Apartment. They're my two slice of life indie comics that are available on Amazon, and they make great gifts. And I think Jacob's Apartment, I don't know if it's still going on, but the last I saw, it looks like they had it on sale for like $5 off for the Christmas season. So if you want to gift your family depression, no, I'm just kidding. But if you want to give them a deep and meaningful story, think about getting them Jacob's Apartment or Two Stories. And then also just holidays are coming up, you got time off. A lot of us are going to be using that time creatively, and it's nice to have music in the background. Check out my solo stuff, Jacob or Joshua Kimball on Spotify or music streaming platforms everywhere, and also check out No Saboteurs. So there's plenty of music for the soundtrack of you creating work. So yeah. Scott, how do people keep track of this crazy train? And before that, you were talking about Wax House. Where can people check out these Wax House things? Where can they get that completed book that you finished?
Yeah, that's all available at my website at circworks.com, as you can see under my name. Or if you go to the link, it's in the description. All of our links are there. So there's hyperlinks. You can just click on that instead of typing everything in if you want to do that. But yeah, all my stuff, you can find it on circworks.com. Also, don't forget my new YouTube channel, Retro Art Lab. Please go and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm putting out so far weekly content. I'm going to try to keep that up. And then stay tuned here as well, because there'll be new content coming out the first of the year, and we'll get into that as we go into some future episodes and start setting our goals and everything. I'll tell you more about that. I want to thank everyone in the chat. This show, the Artcasters, we do pretty much every single week. I assume coming up at some point we will take probably some sort of a break for the holiday, but I think we're going to do an episode next week, but we don't know exactly what day it's on. We're still trying to hammer that out. What I do want to say in regards to that, if you want to know what day this episode's going to, what day the Artcasters is going to be on, who the guest is going to be, whose channel it's going to be on, because it switches back and forth from Josh's to my own. The best way to find all that stuff out is to join our mailing list. We don't spam you or anything. All we do is usually about 30 minutes or so before the show, we send out a link. We let you know all that info. That's all we do. We don't put any additional advertisements or try to sell you anything. It's just to alert you guys when we're going to go live. So please check that out. Like I said, thanks to everyone in the chat. And we will see you guys, I believe, next week. But stay tuned. And you guys will find out. Thanks, you guys, for joining. Some of you guys on such short notice. Appreciate it. Glad we got a chance to have everyone on. But yeah. And hopefully you guys in the chat and people watching it after the fact, you all did great accomplishing what you wanted to do this year as well. And if we don't see you in the chat or wherever else, good luck coming up in the next year too. So I guess that's all there is to say until hopefully next week. We'll see you then.